Well, hello. How are you guys? I'm Sergio Smirnoff, CEO and co-founder of Redlines, and we are here with Lori Saitz, and we are like super excited about all the things she has to share with us. So thank you for being here, Lori. How are you?
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. I'm doing well.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So to give us a little bit of like context of who you are, where are you like involved? Can you a little bit like give us a little bit of the introduction of yourself, your background, please, your experience?
Yeah, sure. So right now, what I do, like my title, I don't know how do I describe what I do,
Uh-huh.
is I'm essentially a networking strategist. So what that means is I work with people who want to be better at networking. My company is called Zen Rabbit, and the tagline is networking strategies for quiet people.
Hmm.
Now, not every, because some of them have apprehension, like that hit in their stomach when they have to think about walking into a room full of people they don't know. And how do you manage that? And so I work with them to create strategies that help them feel more comfortable. And I do that in a couple of different ways. I work with managers who are sending people to conferences to make sure that their people know how to network effectively so that they come back with connections that benefit the organization. And then I also work with people in a private client program. But yeah, so my background, do you want me to get into that, the
Yes,
background?
please. Yeah, but
Yeah.
because
So
my next question is how you get involved into that space. Is it something that is like just happened? You were working on that, and eventually you find that niche to start working. It was luck. How you get there?
yeah. So I had another business several years ago that I started, and I needed to go to networking events to find clients, to find people who could send me referrals, to find strategic partners. And I was that person who, I have to go walk into this. You walk in, you're standing at the door, right? And it looks like everyone else is already involved in a conversation with somebody who looks like their best friend. And they're laughing and they're joking and they've got drinks and everyone's having the best time. And you're the only one who doesn't know anybody.
Totally. I know exactly what you mean. It's like when you are kind of like teenager, you break that ice, you get used to, but in certain like events and what you're saying, people like doing jokes, they just met each other maybe like 5 minutes ago. But
Right.
eventually they find a way to like interact or find at least find that easy, fast connection fast. And from there start developing a certain kind of like relationship.
Right. But when you're standing in the doorway, you have no idea of knowing that.
Totally.
You just feel like I'm the only one who doesn't know anybody. And
Totally.
so, right. So
That,
so I had to learn how to network effectively so that I could build success for my business. And I find, people need to do the same thing whether you're running your own business or you're working for someone else, or even if you're not going to events and you want to connect with people within your organization, build relationships within an organization is important. So I had to figure out how to do that for that business. And then people started asking me, how are you building these connections? How are you making it? Because I'm really good at building and maintaining relationships. So getting into the conversation was a little tough for me, but I've always been great at maintaining relationships. I have friends that I've had since we were babies in a crib. So,
that's cool.
but
That's cool.
so people started asking me, what am I doing? And that's when I started teaching other people how to do this.
So it's kind of like you found yourself that you was your best use case and eventually you find kind of like a path or a way of doing it. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, let's spread the word and share this wisdom with people that actually is in the same place that I was. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
And there's a method to the madness that I have. So I can, share that strategy now with other people.
That's
Exactly.
great. That's great. Well, and this is something that I usually like have this conversation with certain people, and I think you're going to like be like super in that page. It's like people don't realize how important is networking, and when you start engaging with certain people, sometimes maybe I need to introduce you to to that person, but not everybody is aligned or don't realize exactly what that actually means and how beneficial can be for their lives, for their careers, to start building those networks of just like at least start engaging with certain people at certain level, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because you never know who's going to know somebody or when you might, I don't want to say need makes it sound like you're using them, but when you could use that connection, when that connection could be beneficial to you or to them. I mean, you go to networking events, and I kind of look at it as, how can I be of service to you? It's not all about taking. You know, a lot of people have that misconception about networking, is that somebody's going to try to sell me something while I'm there.
Totally.
But it's not about selling.
Totally. So another question: for how long you been doing it so far?
This company, this version of the company, because my previous company was also called Zen Rabbit, but Zen Rabbit 2.0, this version. It's been about 2 years. There have been some pivots in how I work with people and what exactly I'm doing, but it's on a really good path now.
Okay.